What's going on? It's been a minute since I've been on here. Been a long minute. We'll chat about it if we grow an audience, but if you're here for the first time checking this out, this live's already uploaded maybe, give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe, hit that bell, hit all so you don't miss past videos and any future videos that we do. Appreciate everybody that's tuned in or is gonna tune in today. Let's get messages going. Got this bear I'm gonna work on. Hope everybody's doing well. It has been a hot minute since I've been on YouTube, that's for sure. Feels like it's been ages. Feels like it's been ages since I've been on here. Holy cow, look at all you pop on there. What's up, Tony? G, Michael. What's going on, guys? 12 watching already, no kidding. Been a minute, I ain't been on here in a while. Feels like it's been forever. Been working on some other things. Trying to figure out what I want to do with YouTube, and I've been pursuing stuff on some other platforms that's been doing really, really crazy. YouTube gets this stagnant feeling sometimes. Lives tend to be like the most fun lately, but then I've been busy with other stuff, so I haven't had time to go live. But I don't know. Been having a tough time wanting to put out like full-length videos, you know? I feel like I've done so many like tutorials on bears that it feels, I don't know, monotonous if I do any more. Like, do people still want to continue to see bear tutorials, you know? Like, how many times can I do it? So it's been making it really tough. Like, you know, it's kind of like that artist block in a sense, but to create content for this platform, because it's like, how many bear tutorials can I create? Or do I not worry about that and just continue to create, you know, do different bears? Yeah, you know, and I don't know, I might still be taking a break. I'm not sure. I've got stuff started that I need to finish, and so I'm like, if I got time to work on it, might as well go live and hang out with you guys and work on those pieces, you know. As far as editing though, and putting together like these full-length videos and stuff, I don't know. I don't know where that's going. I don't know what I'm doing with that. Been having fun, like, honestly, been having fun on TikTok, reviewing stuff and running chainsaws on my other page over there and things like that. And not that I don't have fun here, but got to, you know, pursue some different things at the same time. But not ready to give this up yet, so steps are coming along good. I need to actually put together a short video of that so you guys can see where they're at. Right now, I'm waiting on the customer as far as the custom steps go. So the steps have all been carved. The tubes that the LEDs will fit in are all in place. A seal coat of epoxy has been applied, and the dams that I had to create for the waterfalls have all been created for the front of those custom steps, and they're all sealed and in place. So right now what I'm doing though is I'm waiting for the customer. The customer's got a bunch of personal effects they'd like to add, but I don't want to add stones. I don't want to add anything else in case he brings me something that's a little too tall and I have to carve a step deeper than planned, or, you know, I want him to be able to place things where he wants them. So kind of just waiting on that right now. But what I'll end up doing is I'll end up just putting together maybe a little short with my phone, you know, kind of this vertical view, and share with you guys where that's at so everybody can kind of see where the custom stair jobs, you know, progressing, I guess, and kind of see where it's at the moment. It's just, it's in my basement shop, which isn't, you know, put together very nice, but whatever, you know, it's life. Started this guy though, I don't know, weeks ago. I need to get him done. I need to get the moose in the background done. I got another moose here at my feet that needs to get done, and I need to get out to one of the stores I sell at in like the next week or two. I should have been there before Memorial Day to stock them up, but honestly, my wife's grandmother, the place where she lives, this apartment building, caught fire a couple weeks ago, and so we've been kind of working through that and dealing with that and things. Nobody's hurt, everybody's fine, you know. Her place actually is okay, but because it's the same building, kind of gets displaced for a little while, you know. So she's staying with us, and then now she's staying somewhere else. But it's kind of you know, hectic. Been a hectic few weeks. Seems like just when I'm like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna put this together, I'm gonna do that, I get pulled in a bunch of different directions that actually aren't work related. Like, I should say work, but aren't carving or building or doing something, you know. So it's nice to have that free time. And sometimes though, it's like, I can't get nothing done, you know. But that's where you got to be sometimes, you know. You got to be in those places that you wouldn't normally have the opportunity to be. But yeah, so working on a bear though. I got to get the furring done on this and get going on the detail work. Also got to get in here. I want to cut this out so it looks like that bark that's falling off, and then we'll carve welcome in here, I think. And yeah, see if we can't get them detailed up, see where the night progresses. But I appreciate everybody being here. 43 watching, 4 thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, come back to the live. I got available carvings in the shopping bag. Those are ready to ship out. We finally sold the owl in a tree that was in there. Actually, somebody local saw it online and decided to pick it up the other day, so that was pretty awesome.
Hope you're all doing well. Lawn Pro, what's up, man? What's going on? What's going on? Ryan. Too warm for that on. Let's see here. I hope everybody's doing well. 29 watching, 7 thumbs up. Appreciate you. If you're here for the first time, make sure you hit subscribe. Come on back to the live. If you want to get a piece that I've chainsaw carved, check out that shopping tab here in the live somewhere. Got available carvings in there ready to ship out. Ryan, the new stand. This is the pump one that I've had here. I haven't had time to hook up the one that I did a review from with Vivor, the electric one. I didn't even get a chance. I wanted to build that into an electric platform so I didn't have to pump it up anymore. We could just hit a button and zzz, zzz, but I haven't had time to work on it.
y'all doing good. Look at that, man. 40 something watching. 8 thumbs up. 50 something watching. 8 thumbs up. Double tap that screen if you guys are here hanging out. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Come on back to the live. And if you want to get a carving, I've got available pieces in the shopping tab right here while we're live. You can order it up, and what's today? Tuesday? I'll have that thing in the mail tomorrow. Hope you're all doing well. 9 thumbs up, 48 watching. Appreciate you guys being here. If you want to get a carving, check out that shopping bag before you go. We've got available pieces ready to ship out. First time being here, smash that subscribe button for me. We got a lot of chainsaw carving videos on this page. I haven't done any carving in what feels like, I don't know, a few weeks. Feels like it's been a few weeks since I've done any chainsaw carving, so why not try to just shake the jitters off and the rustiness and just go live with it, you know? So that's what's up. Got the bar at one saw getting me in the back when I'm moving around over here. everybody's doing? Good? 88 watching, for real? That's awesome. Ah, Lorenzo, that's awesome. Thanks for the comment, man. I appreciate it. It's like I have times where I'm like, man, I don't know where I'm going with this channel or what I'm doing yet, you know, and then you got someone like yourself jumps on here and reminds me why I started the channel and why I was doing these videos in the first place, you know, help other people start carving and, you know, create something and have fun doing it. Sometimes, you know, you get wrapped up in trying to put out so much content, you forget what you're doing. Not that you forget what you're doing, you just get so, I don't know, busy with it, you know, get kind of run down, I guess. But I appreciate it, man. That's awesome. Just working on the furring here with this guy. Hope you're all doing well. 79 watching. If you guys are here, double tap that screen. Listen, we always, when we're live, we always do this thing where comment where you're from and what's the temperature. It's always cool to see people located all across the country or sometimes all over the world when we're on these lives. I'm in upstate New York. We're about 70 degrees this evening. It's pretty nice out here. Yeah, where are you from? If you're interested in getting a piece, something that I've carved, something that I've created, you can check out that shopping bag that's connected right here on the live. Those pieces are done, ready, and available to ship. You make that purchase tonight, and I'll have that thing in the mail tomorrow. Trucker Tom, what's going on? North Carolina, 60. It's warmer in New York than North Carolina right now? Man, 53 where you're at in North Carolina. Look at you guys. I hope my 70 degrees is making you jealous. Let's see. Oh man, it has been raining here. Like, today's the driest day we've had in a week. Tomorrow's gonna be today and sunny. Today was nice and sunny, and then tomorrow cloudy, chance of rain, and after tomorrow it's like rain until Sunday or Monday. It's been nothing but rain here in New York. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the memes going around. It's like New York State hasn't had a dry weekend since November of last year. Like, November. It's true. Rain, snow, rain. We haven't had, like, I don't think we've had, a bunch of people were putting the numbers up and stuff. Like, we haven't had a dry weekend since before November 2024. Like, it's crazy. Lux, that's 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 a good observation. Marcus, what? Hope you're all doing well. Double tap that screen if you guys are here hanging out. Don't forget to hit subscribe while you're here. Hit subscribe. Come on back to the live. Feel free to comment where you're from. What's the temperature? Always gets a nice little conversation going. See people located all across the country or even all over the world. If you're interested in getting a carving for yourself, I've got available pieces ready to ship in the shopping tab or the shopping bag area right here on the live. Double tap that screen. I got like 70 people watching. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Come on, 15 thumbs up, 70 people watching. You guys are slacking. I know I haven't been live in a while, but come on. Give me a reason to be back. kidding. Having a few regulars show up, like Michael and Ryan, that's enough reason. I appreciate it. Getting there. It's getting there. It's getting there. What's up, William? Appreciate y'all hanging out tonight. If you're hanging out, tap that screen. What's up, Steph from Maine? That's awesome. Maine. Alright, let's see if we can cut into the log he's standing on or up against here. Create some busted up bark and see if we can't get welcome carved in it. Bear and Boss Lady, what's happening? Emery, what's up? Christopher, how's it going? What's happening? You for real, Bear? You're alright, shake it off. Eat some garlic. Ruined rhinoceros. Thanks, man. Bear. Bear. Been there. Listen, man. Gotta get you some of that organic, whatever, chicken bone broth. All right, the chicken bone broth, not just chicken broth. All right, chicken bone broth. Then you got to get some fresh garlic cloves. You know, get the head of garlic, smash it down. Take 2 cloves, smash them with your hand, set them aside. Get a coffee cup, 3/4 of it filled with that chicken bone broth. Okay, you got to put some oregano in there, a little bit of cayenne pepper, some black pepper. If you got turmeric, a little turmeric. And then you take those cloves you just smashed up. Now you mince them. You got to let them breathe. You got to smash them, let them breathe, mince them up, throw those in your coffee cup. You stick that thing in the microwave for 2 minutes. Drink 1 to 2 of those a day while you're feeling the way you're feeling. You're going to feel great a lot faster. You make wooden sofa seats in Turkey. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I hear you. When I've had it, I just had like a literally a debilitating headache. Could barely move. Like my head was just pounding. My head's just pounding. Yeah, that's what I've been making. That's what I've been making. You just drink it like soup without all the other stuff in it. Can't say what it is though, you know, we're on social media networking, so I'm sure if I say that word they'll probably just blacklist me. Even though it's been how long? Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna bust out some power tools here, and we're gonna work down around the base, up the wording, and work our way back up with power tools, doing detail work. I've had that twice now, so they say. Um, Twice, three. I might even had it three times actually. First time headache was so bad, couldn't even move. Laid in bed for like 2 days. My head was pounding. The second time, oh, and a cough. And then the second time was a cough. It was like my neck to the base of my head that hurt. And then the third and fourth time, it was kind of just like a head cold. My wife's in nursing though, and so she works with elderly people. So she's always wanting to be like, okay, let's take a test and just see what you got, so that I know what we're dealing with for when I go to work. Either I got to mask up or do all these things so I don't expose these old people. You know what I mean? But the last two times, it just felt like colds. Um, just couldn't taste anything. Yeah, the first two times I had it, I was like drain, but you know, I think it's, I don't know, it's not fun catching stuff, but I think it's good for us to catch stuff. It's the only way for your body to build immunity to things.
thumbs up. Almost.
Now I gotta put a little bark on our tree trunk here. Yeah. Start drinking that chicken bone broth, man.
How's it going, Sue? I'm using Saburrtooth burrs, guys. That's what I'm carving, detailing stuff with. 70 something watching, 26 thumbs up. Smash that thumbs up if you guys are here. Bear, where are you getting products from, man? Thanks, Michael. Scenic Studios, thanks. Bear, where are you doing product reviews, buddy? Did you become a Amazon affiliate? Sue, the steps are coming along. They're at a stand. They're as far as they can go right now. I am waiting for the customer to get together their personal items that they would like to add, and for him to make his way out here to my shop so we can kind of go from there. Yeah, where's the review for, though? The company reach out through like Amazon Marketplace or through YouTube? Through Amazon, to do it through Amazon? Yeah. It's funny you say that. Me and my wife are actually so I have been, you guys know, my regulars know I haven't been on here in a while, right? So I've been doing TikTok reviews, hitting that like really hard because that's making me a fair amount of money. And on the side of that, my wife and I have been putting together classes. Right now, the first class is going to be on TikTok on how to start it, how to grow it, how to make money from it. Once we get that done, ready, and launched, we are going to be doing one for YouTube. We're going to be doing one for Amazon affiliate in this affiliate program, teaching people how to walk through and do those things. We're going to do all that. Well, you know, there's a lot of people that have questions on different platforms, and we're seeing more and more people like I've been doing social media stuff since 2015. My stuff would probably have more views if I didn't do a million different things, if I just stuck to one. But we've taken some of the techniques that I've come up with and applied it to a few other pages and watched people surpass my numbers in the matter of 5 or 6 weeks. Numbers that's taken me years to get. But that's because they're focusing on one thing. They have the time and the consistency to do it. So anyway, we're working on putting that together, and we're gonna make that available for people as well. Hopefully soon. That's been fun. So a lot of free time. Me and my wife have been working on that. Yeah, they're gonna be like classes. You know, we're gonna make them available through a site. There'll be a fee, but the whatever fee you pay, you'll always get whatever upgrades we add to it in the future. So, you know, if the package is, I don't know what it's going to be, a certain number, and next year we add videos and we add more content to that package, the originals, whoever bought it at the original price just gets those upgrades, and then everybody else will have like a higher fee to get it, kind of thing. But we're still working all that out. It's kind of like we have quite a bit of knowledge on this stuff, and it's just trying to figure out how to get it out there to the public, you know, and people to have access to it. And then the flip side of that, I've had over the years several people ask if I've put together any how to carve books and things like that. And so that's something else we're going to be working on. Digital loadable how to carve books. So that's also been what we're kind of working on behind the scenes. You'd be able to, you know, purchase this step by step how to carve a bear book with pictures and This whole thing, you can always print it out or just have that digital copy for your phone or your iPad and be able to learn to carve that way. Like I said, over the years, I've actually had emails and messages and comments on different platforms from people that are like, man, you do all these videos, but I learn better from a book. So we're gonna work on that. You know, I've the last few weeks, right? I haven't been on here, a lot of things going on, but I've just taken quite a bit of that time also while we're working on these other things to like reflect. And I'm just like, you know, I enjoy carving, but I'm having to I've never been able to get to a point where I can just carve these big pieces and make thousands and thousands of dollars off these large pieces like you see all these other chainsaw carvers on here do. You know, they grow these great big these channels, they carve these great big pieces for three, four, five, $10,000. You know, and I've never been able to do that in chainsaw carving. It's always been small stuff. I make big stuff and I sit on it for years. So I make smalls, you know, unless I get a special request or somebody places an order. And so what that does though is it's grind every day, day in and day out, which that's work, you know, and you love it, you enjoy it, but you're grinding and you're grinding and you're grinding and you're grinding. At what point are you unable to grind? I'm good, I can still work like that, but at what point am I not going to be able to? And so setting these things up is going to be my retirement plan. You know what I mean? Be able to set these things up, continue to help people, even if I can't lift saws 2, 3, 4, 10 years down the road, I'll be able to still help people out through these things that we are, you know, working on putting together now. So. Yeah, see, Scenic Studios, that's what I mean. You're right there. One of the people that would be great to have a book to look through. Yeah, you know, Bear, the average person can't afford a great big carving. There is also that whole side, though, of people that chances are you're where I'm, like, in the same position I'm at. Like, we don't rub shoulders with too many people that are in a couple steps above us, you know, or several steps above us, who might look at $1,000 bear and scoff and wonder why it's not $3,000. There's different, you know, layers, and there's people out there that have, you know, that have it, that can afford those things, but it's just getting into the word of mouth for that area as a reliable somebody people want to work with, and you know, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know a lot of people would. I mean, in general, in the area I live in, $50 to $100, that's what you normally sells. I mean, I had an awesome sale the other day, met some people off Facebook Marketplace. They bought a few pieces and they spent a good amount of money, and that was absolutely awesome. If that happened once a week, that would be killer, but that sort of situation happens once a month, you know. Some of those people might be watching on here like, I make big purchases, you know, and you do if you are watching, and I do appreciate that, you know, but it's really tough though to get that to happen 1 or 2 times a week or even 3 times a week. You know, I see other carvers on here on this platform and on other platforms always carving fresh new pieces that are 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10 foot tall, and I'm thinking, who is buying that? But then I'm thinking, how much are you selling that for? 'Cause sometimes these pieces are meh, and sometimes these pieces are some of these people are carving pieces that are so over the top. I don't know how anybody can afford it consistently to be, you know, carving one a week, let alone have 3 pieces that size going almost every week. I don't know where those, like, I don't know where they get that many customers with pockets that deep, I guess. But it's wild. So, you know, I've been at this since 2015 and I still haven't quite hit that big market, right? Just real talk. So in my brain it says, okay, I've been doing this since 2015. We're in 2025. I got to figure out what the future is going to hold here in my mind, you know? I'm 40. If I could do this for another 10, I'll be 50. But at 50, am I going to be able to still do this at this pace, right? Because at this pace, I know what the take is. I know what's at stake. I know what I can do. I know what I'll bring in for the bills. So that's the that's the thing. And then the other side to it, though, at the same time, is push for better quality, higher prices. But if you don't have the people to buy them, you know, Michigan, that's awesome. Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, everybody can be at different stages of carving, right? Even beginners can make some awesome money in carving. If you are in an area where there is a lack there of chainsaw carvers, if you are in an area of people that have quite a bit of expendable cash and just want stuff, you're good to go. Like this year, for me, I'm actually probably gonna skip out on all the craft fairs. I don't feel like doing them. I got a bunch of emails stacked. Are you gonna be here this year? Are you gonna be here this year? Are you gonna be here this year? And I don't thinking about not doing any of them. I don't really feel like it. John, appreciate it. 12 hours on the barn wall? That's awesome, man. Ah, Joe. Whoever you are. That's too bad. You're gonna have to go. Boom. Later, Joe. You're gonna spam my stuff and see you later. Dummy. Working on a huge garden now. That's awesome. Pennsylvania. What's up, Eric? It's going all right, man. It's going all right. It's going all right. That's all right, Michael. Just typing the same letter over and over as many times as he could before he had to hit send. It's ridiculous. I don't have time for nonsense in my brain. Yeah. Gonzo. I don't have the brain space for people being dumb constantly. I was live on TikTok. Yeah. That's funny. I appreciate it, Sue. I appreciate it. I think all it is like a lot of you have seen Ryan Cook, right? And he's put up that video about like carver block and that kind of stuff. And I think that just happens sometimes. I think I've hit that wall for YouTube content in just like this block and this mindset of like I said it earlier. Now we got way more people watching. Of like how many times can I do a tutorial on chainsaw carving, or how many times can I teach you guys to carve a bear? Like before people are like, oh, okay, buddy, let's do something else. You know, your content is just the same crap for the last 10 years. You know, we don't want to see it anymore. And then it's just nonsense, you know. Don't get me wrong, there's channels where they're carving the same thing day in and day out, and they're doing really successful with it. But I like to do different things, and at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, I could put a ton of time into a carving, I can video it, and then I can spend hours editing, and I'll put it on here and get 300 views. And it's like, wow, why? Why'd I even make the video? You know, it didn't even get viewed. 31,000 subscribers, and we get 300 views if we're lucky. So sometimes it's just really, really discouraging, you know. Tutorials are a little different. We usually get more views, but I don't know. I guess I should try more tutorials. Big gnome. Yeah. You'd have to figure out how to make that gnome. Yeah, I've been getting, yeah. So on my Kyle's Chainsaw Rescue page, I have been getting way more views because I've been putting up shorts with chainsaws. And that page is like just over 5,000 subs right now. and we're getting tons and tons of views on that channel. I got to get more shorts going here though. I got to take clips from like this live when I'm actually working and not talking and turn it into shorts. Good luck with that though, because I hardly ever shut up, you know. That's probably my favorite side right there. This cuts all the way through. It's probably my favorite profile right there of this carving though. I like this side right here. Thanks, Sue. That's what I need, Bear. I need a skid steer. Bear, you'll use it. It's gonna be like a new toy. You get a skid steer, you're gonna find a reason to jump in the skid steer every day and pick a log up and just go put it down. You know, next day you'll pick it up and you'll go put it back. And you'll be dry. That's it. Listen, if I could get a skid steer, I'd have one. Thanks, baby kisses. Tractor's not a bad idea either. Place where my buddy lets me carve at the carving yard. I'm trying to get him to buy a tractor. So it's at his house. So then I can use it when I'm over there. Yeah, Michigan, your neighbor uses a quad. My brother-in-law does that. He's got a quad for his. Well, I should say quad. He's got a side-by-side, like a Can-Am, and then he puts a plow on that for the winter. Barry, your driveway actually sounds like his. I bust his chops every year because he's got potholes. I got a 2500, and it makes my truck consider why it's driving up that road, up his driveway sometimes. Like, dude, what? Oh, well, me and the wife drive trucks. It's okay. I'm like, oh my gosh. He's watching. He'd be like, you're a jerk. Shut up, Kyle. Getting a little late for that tool, ain't it? That one's kind of loud. Oops. Oopsies. Hope you're all doing well. 35 thumbs up. No kidding. I appreciate you guys. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, heck yeah. Whew. Crusty and dusty out here. What's going on, any pops? Thanks for being here. I sure can. Thanks, baby kisses. This is the one I just did for the eyes. Well, the eyes aren't done, but I just kind of concaved very, very slightly. This is, I run Saburrtooth tools, so everything I run is from saburrtooth.com. You guys can actually use code HALL10 and get a discount. I don't make any money, but you get a discount. And what I do make is occasionally I place an order with them, and then they email me and say it's on us. So it works out. I'll take free burrs every now and then. It's okay. But yeah, so that's a sphere. This one is, I think, 3/4 of an inch. They got a few different ones. I think that's bigger than 5/8. I think it's 3/4. And then this here, this is, yeah, it'll say sphere on their website. Now this is the go-to. So that sphere is orange, coarse, okay? It's great for bark, different fur patterns. The flame burr right here, 1/4 inch shaft, half inch, 1/4 inch shaft, 1/2 inch green flame burr. So this is a coarse. The orange is extra coarse or something like that, but green. This is used on every carving that I do. This can be used. We're actually going to start roughening eyes with this, and then we'll move into like smaller cross cutter burrs and things like that Saburrtooth has. When I do pieces like this, I try not to just take the dome and just like wad a perfectly round eyeball in there. I really try to like get realism, and that's usually when I screw it up because I'm not that good at it. And I also don't set pictures up for reference like I tell all of my beginners to do. I don't do it half the time. Like I should have my iPad out here with a bear, and I should be looking at the eyes and doing all the things I tell you guys to do, and then I'm not doing it myself. Thanks, Mac. Appreciate it. Yeah, Yeah, they hooked me up from time to time. So I actually worked with Saburrtooth a few years ago as an ambassador, and I had them send me some stuff, and I made prototypes, and I sent it to them. So if you buy what they call their cross cutter burr, most of us would call an eyeball burr, but the cross cutter burr is my design. I I sent them a bit. Sent them a bit about this size right here. And they sent me back samples, and I said, no, we got to change it. Because I had said to them, you know what you guys need? You need an eyeball burr. And they said, we already have an eyeball burr. And I said, no. You need a burr that can zip, make a dome shape. And they said, well, what do you mean? So I said, send me your burr. This was flat on the end. It had spikes here. I think they just came out with those, though. I said, send me that, and I'll send it back when I'm done with it. So I grooved it all out, and I sent that one back, and they said, oh, we see what you're talking about. And so they started making them. They sent me a few more samples, and we got it honed in to where they work pretty well, and now these are what you buy on their website. So can this bear be shipped? Probably, but I'm going to be honest, with the weight and size, depending on your location, it's going to be a fortune. I actually had a pit bull rescue sanctuary in Texas want me to do a pit bull for them. Problem is, it was going to be about, what was it going to be? It was a few years ago. It was going to be $1,200 or $1,500 to freight the carving to them, just to ship it. So I don't even bother trying to see how much. Nice. 16 feet on top of a pole. That sounds awesome, Michigan. So I don't even usually, because usually, bear like this is going to go up to Old Forge, possibly, if it doesn't sell beforehand, but we're going to put $9,950 on it. Probably before tax, be around $900, I bet, something like that. We'll see how it looks when I'm totally done and it's painted. And when you're already at $900, then you pay tax. Most people don't want to spend another $1,000 to $1,200 to have it freighted. It's probably too heavy. Might be too heavy to go straight UPS. Might be able to go UPS. I've had some heavy stuff, but I'm located in upstate New York. But I wish I could get better shipping rates. I've got a buddy that owns a shipping center, and he gives me really awesome deals. But when it comes to stuff like this, he even has a hard time giving me a deal because size doesn't matter, right? You could get a box this size shipped for $150 pretty much anywhere across the states. $150, $200. But then the weight comes in, and now it's astronomical. That's why I don't know how like Walmart and these companies ship people push mowers and all kinds of stuff, because it's like they weigh more than this or the same. And I don't know how. It's because they're a multi-billion-dollar corporation, I guess, sending millions of dollars through freight. Yeah, flat rate. Hey, somebody do it. Somebody get an S10 and just start. Honestly, there would probably be really good business in it if somebody did get themselves a little truck with a little trailer, and hit all the chainsaw carving sites from YouTube to Facebook and said, hey, I am willing to deliver carvings for a fee. And they would probably do really well. They would probably do really, really well. I wish I could do the same kind of drawing with my right hand. So so that I can look at this dead center. Oh, it's so hard to try and be ambidextrous. Oh my word, those are actually pretty darn close. That's ridiculous. I don't even know if I like it. I don't know if that's what I want. These actually carved nice. These will look really spanking cool, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Squints. There's a little bit of the squints going on there. Whatever. We'll see what happens. All right, 72 people watching. What's up, Peggy? Hope you're doing well. 39 thumbs up, 66 watching. Come on. Oh, I got a bug bite on my elbow today. So scratchy. Yeah, thanks. Victor, how's it going? We'll see how these eyes go. We'll see. We'll see how they go. Sometimes we nail them. They look fantastic, and sometimes not so much. Give me 1 second here. I'm live on YouTube. Are you home? Better be home. Gotta love this thing. They probably won't respond to me because that's just how they are. Alright. We're gonna take this little doohickey here. Alright, Michigan, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Thanks for chatting everybody up and hanging out. I'm gonna take this little, so this is called the eye burr from Saburrtooth. They call it their eyeball burr. Not quite a flame burr. Mine's all wadded up. I should have cleaned it beforehand, but whatever. I think my Dremel's probably not gonna work. I have the worst luck with Dremels. They stop working constantly. Brushes are bad. Brushes are bad. Such a pain in the drain. Go ahead. Work down. Whatever. That's like $100 Dremel. Doesn't want to work. Right? What is it? The 4300 series. Here's a little 3000 series. That one will. Same thing. Sometimes they work. Sometimes they don't. As soon as I get up there. Oh, so frustrating. That bit's not what I want. Well, that's gonna be it. Can't even get the bit out of this thing today. Won't even unspin. I'll tell ya. Dremels. Dremels drive me absolutely up the wall. Especially when I just want to get stuff done. Alright, well. That's gonna be that. I'll have to finish the eyes another time. I think it's not even the sawdust. You can blow the sawdust out. What happens is the brushes go bad in here, and the brushes in here are actually new. That's what's got me frustrated, is I haven't used it in weeks, and I put new brushes in. New brushes will last about a month, and then they're shot. You got to put new ones in again. However, I see some people have amazing luck with these, and I don't. It doesn't matter. Everybody will say, you leave them out here, they're dusty, there's a problem. Okay. I've had them in the shop, not dusty, in a drawer, and I pull them out to only bring them out here when I'm going to use them, and they still don't work. So, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It looks like we'll invest in another Dremel maybe tomorrow. You know what I really need is I need a company like Milwaukee or DeWalt to make a Dremel that is this size though. I think Makita has one, but it's like this great. It's not going to do what I want it to do. But we need some other big company or just Dremel to make this brushless. That would be amazing. Just, I don't know, make it brushless somehow. However, Dremel is actually a good company in the sense that if you have a problem with their tool, you can reach out to Dremel, which I'll put new brushes in it again, even though those are new. And if it still doesn't work, I'll contact Dremel customer service and let them know what's going on. And last time I mailed it out and they mailed me back everything repaired, or I actually think they were new ones. So their customer service is really good. It's just very frustrating when they're in the middle of something and none of them work. It's fantastic. But it is what it is. Here's our bear though. Here it is. Dar she be. Appreciate everybody that's hanging out. Ooh, we got 42 watching with 42 thumbs up. Look at you guys go. Appreciate everybody that's here hanging out. Who knows? We'll try to go live again. Maybe tomorrow. Try to finish this up. maybe Thursday. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Baby kisses, get out of here. Thank you. Appreciate that. Funding. Dremel funding, I appreciate it. Heck yeah. Put $5 in the pot toward that. I appreciate it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably gonna go to the hardware store and I'm probably gonna buy new brushes and I'm probably just gonna buy a whole new Dremel because I'm gonna put brushes in. It's not gonna work. I'm gonna be mad. Hey, you're welcome. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I know my videos have been few and far and in between lately, but I appreciate you guys showing up and hanging out and having conversation, and appreciate y'all still hanging in there for me. So I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your week. Keep an eye out. Hopefully we'll be live here tomorrow, and I'd like to finish this up live with you guys. So hopefully we'll see you later. Bear, telling you, chicken bone broth, some fresh garlic, throw some other crap in there, microwave it in a coffee cup twice a day. You're gonna feel great. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you later.